I'm not just happy, I'm Happow.
This is Power Up Life, the podcast. I'm your host, Gianna Lucas, co-founder and CEO at Happow, the social enterprise that powers this podcast. We help you slay life in high school, uni, and beyond. Each week on the show, you'll learn epic life skills in a super chill way. Hear from well-known legends as they reveal their biggest setbacks and milestones to date, and you'll find out what our Happow squad think about a whole stack of topics too. From epic challenges to super raw moments, this show has it all. So let's power up life! What if I told you you're never too young to achieve your dreams? Now, you're probably thinking, yeah, as if Gianna. Well, I've got proof for you. Meet 18-year-old award-winning social entrepreneur Wil Massara from Perth, WA. He, like us at Happow, believe you are never too young to change the world. In 2018, whilst in high school, Wil launched Youth Leadership Academy Australia, aka YLAA, with a mission to empower youth through events and more. Now, Wil's first leadership conference was held in February 2018, which led to him heading overseas to speak at a youth conference in none other than Hawaii. Oh my goodness, so amazing. And that's just the start. Wil has been kicking goals ever since. But here's the thing, Wil's entrepreneurial journey all started back when he was just 13 years of age. Now, there's quite a lot of layers to Wil's story and a few surprises too. So in this episode, Wil and I chat about how he started Youth Leadership Academy Australia with just $80, how he got through high school whilst managing a business, launching his first business adventure called Planepedia, what it's actually like to partner with the likes of Qantas, the value in having a solid personal brand, and loads more. Also, just a quick thought to let you know that as part of this week's challenge, Wil and I eat some pretty gross things, so enjoy listening to that. Now let's power up life. I'd love to know, I'm sure you would too, how does a teen even start a business like this with impact? One that is so super successful. To answer these questions and more, we've actually brought Wil into the studio. Welcome to the show, Wil.
Thank you so much, Gianna. I am so excited to be here. Still haven't got your name right, Gianna.
That's right. It's all right. I'll give you an A+. That was good. That was a good try.
You.
Wil, you're an absolute legend. I have so much respect for you and congratulations on absolutely everything that you have achieved to date and are achieving. I still cannot believe that you are 17. You conduct yourself in such a professional way, and even, I know no one can see what you look like unless you're looking us up on YouTube, but you've got a nice suit jacket on. I mean, you look in the part.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
So I want to ask, there's a lot of questions I have for you, but the first one is, have you always thought of yourself as a bit of an entrepreneur? When did YLAA even come about in your head? Did you dream about it when you were 5, 15? Tell me.
So I guess for as long as I remember, I've thought differently, different to my friends, different to my family, and different to society in a way that I always felt different. And there's a lot of young people who feel different, but I learnt from a young age that them differences were my greatest asset. And when I sort of became mad and angry with the education system and different things we were learning, I knew that young people weren't necessarily being equipped with the skills that we need to lead a future where it's positive. And going into year 11, as I was selecting my subjects, I knew them subjects weren't necessarily putting me on a pathway for success. And as a student in year 12, in year 11 at the time, so many people were relating to me, I knew firsthand the problems of the education system. And I said, if not me, then who? And if not now, then when? So 8 days into year 11, I started Youth Leadership Academy Australia.
So you've just recently, well, in 2019, the end of 2019, you finished year 12 completely. So at the start of your HSC, is that what you call it? Because you're from Perth.
We call it an ATAR.
Oh, hang on. We call it ATAR here.
Isn't that Sydney?
Is it? I don't even know. Well, there's also VCE. When I graduated year 12 in 2009, and we called it VCE because we're in Victoria. But then I think they changed it to HSC as the Sydney way of doing things around Australia. That's what I thought. But we do call it the ATAR score. So is that what you're referring to?
So we have an ATAR score and then we have a WACE.
A what?
WACE, Western Australian Certificate of Education,
Oh.
Victoria Certificate of Education, VCE.
There you go. So you finished at the end of 2019, but you started your company at the start of year 11.
Yeah.
Which is a huge thing because everyone, I guess, in the education system knows when you are a high school student that year 11 and year 12 are the most crucial. So to start up something so incredible is an amazing feat in itself because some people get very anxious going into VCE or whatever you call it what do you call it again?
WACE.
ATAR. WACE. Okay, so when you were younger though, I remember reading a bit about your story and you started up a business called Planepedia?
Planepedia, the Wikipedia of planes.
Can you tell me how old were you when you even started that and how on earth did that come about? 'Cause that's just so cool.
So I was 11 and I had a bad air travel experience. It was like stressful. Everyone said that bad air travel experience where we rock up to the airport 4 hours beforehand and then it's still stressful. And that's simply through the lack of preparation. And as an 11-year-old, I identified that as a problem. So I started a website using one of them like online platforms and I built it over a few years and I only made about 500 followers within 2 years.
As in followers on the blog site or on your emails?
On like Instagram, Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't gain momentum because I knew my age was a limiting factor at that point. I knew that it couldn't be big because I was young.
What you felt back then.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And as soon as that sort of that limiting belief went away, I started partnering with airlines like Qantas and Singapore Airlines. I sold 200 pens in 2 weeks, brought my first camera, and started a YouTube channel, started different platforms, and learnt all the skills that I needed to then in 2018 successfully start Youth Leadership Academy Australia with only $80.
Okay, that's just absolutely awesome. So let's go back a step. So you partnered with Qantas and a couple of other airlines as well. How does a young person partner with such big, multi-million, billion-dollar companies? How do you even go about that? Did they find you? Did you approach them?
So it was there was a few events happening in Perth at the time, a few new airline launches regarding different planes and different things. And I was like their media rep for Perth.
Very cool. Like an ambassador role.
Yeah, an ambassador. And that came because I'd reached out, told them I was reviewing them multiple times, gave them a few good reviews, and they'd seen me. They always knew I got flagged every time I flew with them because they knew I'd review them.
So you got extra special treatment.
Okay, I feel like I did it. Don't know if it was like in my head or but it felt like I did.
I reckon it's just like when there's this guide called the Good Food Guide, and it's all about reviewing top restaurants. And when one of the reps from the Good Food Guide is going into a restaurant, everyone at the restaurant goes, "Oh my goodness, they're here! Make sure everything's amazing. Make sure the food is plated correctly, and they hand it slowly to you, and all that sort of stuff because they want a good rating." So if you have been flagged as the reviewer, then of course they probably want to make sure that you are impressed by the service because then you give them a good rating.
Yeah.
So you at a young age were very powerful, I guess, in the airline world. It's pretty awesome.
They were a little bit confused when I rocked up for the first media event. They were like, "Who are you?" I was like, "I'm Planepedia, the Wikipedia of planes. How can I help you today?"
Oh, you're not one of the kids, the kids of the owners. Oh, no.
No, and there was a lot when I was at this first media event in Perth. I think I was the youngest person by about 40 years.
Wow. So you are very passionate about the fact that being young is no factor in achieving things. And you obviously through Planepedia learned that even though you were a young person, there was so much more potential outside of age. It's all about, things like passion and enthusiasm and willingness to learn and grow. Obviously that helped you a lot when it came to launching your second business, which is YLAA. Tell me a little bit about that. What steps did you initially take in creating it? Because you said you started off with $80.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. I mean, that's tangible for most young people, I guess, starting up a business. What did you do with that $80? How did you know what steps to take first?
I guess that steps back to where I knew Planepedia. I had invested in a bit of personal development. I had begun my leadership journey within my community.
Hang on a second. At what age? to rewind there.
I went to my first event at 14.
So you're already working on your own personal development at 14?
Yeah.
Off your own bat, like you going up, not your school doing it for you, you doing it.
I got sponsored by Bendigo Bank to attend a conference.
Fantastic.
And that sort of kick-started everything, I guess.
Amazing.
And from that, I built a lot of mentors and a lot of relationships that when I had this idea, I sent the first message to one of my friends on the 21st of January 2018, telling them about my idea to sort of have that accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, that was the most important step I could have taken because there was always an idea. I was always angry, but I never knew how to where to put that anger.
So you decided that instead of just throwing your hands up in the air and going, I'm done with education, you've gone, let's actually put it to good use. Let's put my brain, my energy, my passions into something that can not only empower me, but other young people. Yeah. I think that's amazing. I think if everybody did that on this planet, we'd have no wars.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the reality of that. Awesome. So with the $80, what did you do? What was the first thing you did with your $80?
Registered the ABN.
Okay, that's a pretty good start.
That's where the $80 went to. Yeah. And because I knew all the website skills, I had all I knew all the tech stuff, I could do it all myself. I didn't need to pay anyone. I already knew Instagram marketing, I knew Facebook marketing.
I think that's also one of the perks being younger anyway, compared to someone, say, in their 60s, God bless them. But the reality is that when you are younger, you were born and raised with technology. So it's easier for you to adapt to the latest stuff. It's not overwhelming to go, I've got to learn something else. It's something you can just sort of jump into, even if you don't know it.
Definitely. And with the first event, it was phone calls. We phone called every school in Perth to try and get numbers there. And again,
so that's how you started. So to get people going to your events, you literally just got on the phone.
Yeah, we called every single school and invited them, and
every school.
Pretty well, we had about 170 on the list.
Wow, fantastic.
So it was a lot of phone calling, a lot of following up.
In emails? In emails as well?
Yeah, in emails, and someone with a Gmail account is a bit unreliable.
Unreliable. Okay, so you didn't have a professional business account. You're just doing blah 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 at gmail.com.
Yeah.
And did you find that was an issue? Yeah.
Oh. It was, but it would have prevented any further growth.
Yeah. So then you decided to then register your business.
So we had the business, and then we got I spent the $5 a month on a Google account. And got a bit more professional and started redesigning because I always knew that professionality was something schools valued so much, and schools being the target market of the business and the target customer. That's sort of where we had to start working on.
Yeah, they're an old institution and it's important. Obviously, they've got lots of them, thousands of kids that they're looking after, and it's important that they, do all the checks and balances, because what if you aren't who you say you are? That would ruin the reputation of the school and the kids won't benefit. So I think that's really important. I'd love to ask you, you've done a lot of volunteering, okay? And you've learned a lot through your volunteering. How important do you think it is to getting yourself out there and getting real world experiences and learning from people without just earning an income, but actually throwing yourself into these potential opportunities? How important is it?
I guess for me, I first started volunteering in my community, and it was the networks that I made that have led me to where I am now. I made a LinkedIn account at also 14. So every person I connected with, every person I knew, I started working with them and collaborating to then find different spots that I could assist them and they could assist me.
Mm-hmm.
And
on the job training.
Yeah, exactly. And then there was the fact that whatever we put into the world, we sort of get back in a way without the need of, we know we may never get it back, but the world sort of gives it back in its own way.
Yes. It's about selflessness, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And then I'll return to Magic Moments.
So Magic Moments is the Magic Moments Foundation, who run every single year in July a youth leadership summit with how many? 500 young people?
About 300, but
300.
Still a lot for Australia.
Still a couple of hundred. Yeah, exactly. And they're from Australia and around the world as well. And you've been a part of that for a few years. And I know that, is that right, that it's helped you a lot over the years in getting to where you are at? Yeah,
definitely. So that was my first personal development event at 14. And since then I returned as a volunteer and served back to the new participants, but I also became a grant writer for Magic Moments.
You became a grant writer for Magic Moments?
Yeah.
So you were writing grants, just for the people who aren't, so they can understand. You were helping Magic Moments receive grants, is that correct?
Yeah.
From government or other...
from businesses trying to get them corporate partnerships.
That's pretty incredible. How old were you at that age?
I was still 14.
Still, of course.
Yeah.
Just out of mum's womb. That is awesome. And I know that you've gained a lot of following, right? And there's a lot of young people that now work in your business to support you in different roles. How have you gone about recruiting these people, and what qualities do you look out for? Because I imagine it's not just about their experience, it's also about their heart. Would I be right in saying that?
Yeah, and that's where I've been really, really fortunate with Magic Moments, the connections I've made through there. It's very hard to find people as passionate and as driven as me, especially if they're working for someone else. And through Magic Moments, the people who also return to volunteer are there to serve and give back and are passionate about young people. So that's sort of where I've connected with most of the people that work with me today.
And how many people do work with you?
4.
That's pretty incredible. Are they all from Perth or?
No, 1 in Perth, 2 in Melbourne, and then the other one sort of like flits around.
Yeah, the nomads.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fantastic. And I'd love to ask you then, based on where you are at right now with your 4 staff and you, of course, what's next for yourself and YLAA? What are your goals, your biggest goals, personal goals and business goals?
So, to date, we've impacted 1,700 students, so 1,700, through state youth leadership conferences, school programs. We also run school programs and community engagement programs, which are all dedicated to re-engaging students within their community as leaders and as change makers. And for me, these are only 5-hour events that we try and have the most impact in a short amount of time. But for me, it's about creating bigger events, maybe a 3-day camp, change makers camp.
Awesome.
Or the next step is probably international and rolling these state youth leadership conferences to a more of a global level. But whilst working on that, also working on myself and my personal brand in a way of public speaking, keynotes.
Well, it's a very good segue to my next question, because the next one is all about personal brand, because you've spoken about your brand throughout this whole interview. How important is having a solid personal brand, and what advice would you give to young people with perhaps not too much experience? How can they get their name out there as someone who's reliable and passionate about whatever cause or work they're wanting to go into? What would you recommend?
So I guess for young people, it's really, really difficult to stand out and say, I'm a public figure, because every time from a young age, we're wired into believing every time we stand out, we're punished. We're told we have to stand in 2 straight lines before we get in the classroom. If we step out of that, we get punished. If we talk when we're not meant to, we get punished. So for young people, it's really, really difficult to stand out. And in a world where there's so much job loss, and we need to be flexible and we need to be ready to adapt to change, I don't believe youth are adequately taught how to be flexible, or aren't adequately prepared to be flexible and adapt to change. But I guess we young people need to recognise that this is the world we live in now, the world of social media, the world of technology, and more jobs are getting harder to get. And it's about finding new opportunities and seeing opportunities as leaders and entrepreneurs would, regardless if you see yourself as one. So as a young person, you should be looking out for the opportunities and really trying to put yourself out there as someone who stands up for their beliefs and owning their story. I guess when I went into high school for the first time, I had a choice to either own Planpedia, a plain website, which is pretty dorky.
Oh, it's not that dorky. It's pretty cool.
It's a plain website, but or let other people own it and be bullied. And I chose to own it. And then 2 years later, I was partnered with Qantas Singapore Airlines, sold 200 pens within the community, and everyone knew it. And there was no way that anyone else could own that story.
I think the moral of the story there is, don't be afraid to step up, step out of your comfort zone, step out in faith. And although you may not have all the experience or all the answers, as long as you believe in your heart of hearts that you can do something, then go for it, because what do you have to lose?
Yeah,
really,
exactly.
You have so much more to gain than lose.
Exactly, and it's a really important thing, like, not only for young people to realise that age doesn't determine what they can and cannot do, it's also for, like, those aging need to realise that, like, it's not too late to change roles.
Yep.
They might be in a role they hate, but there's a constant belief that there's no time left.
Mm-hmm.
A 45-year-old still has 45 years. That's only half their life. They don't need to stay in that role forever.
Mm-hmm.
And there's other options.
Yeah, you're a wise man. I still forget you're 17. You're an absolute legend. So my next question is, how can people stay up to date with everything to do with personal brand Wil Massara and YLAA, youth leadership Academy Australia? How can they keep up to date with you? Because you're always on the road. You're flying out to Sydney. You're flying out to Perth every 3 seconds.
I'm very bad at YLAA. Now I'm getting confused. Why am I getting confused?
Do you even know your company?
Oh my goodness. How to stay up to date?
Yeah. How can people touch base with you? People want to join your movement or follow you.
Me at Wil Massara with 1 L. This is trick.
Do you mean me at, or
No,
do you mean like
me?
As in Wil
at
Massara?
Wil Massara. It has 1 L. Like the pen ran out of ink when I was born, so I was just like, oh yeah, we can have 1
So you're actually on your birth certificate is 1L.
Yeah.
I thought you were just trying to be cool. You're legit 1L.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wil, why? W-I-L. We need to learn English also on this show. Note to self. At Massara, Massara.
Yep. That's fine.
Yeah. So Wil Massara, I guess they could just search you on the socials. They'll find you.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess for Youth Leadership Academy, I'm very poor at posting simply because all my target market is schools. But it's slowly getting there. So at YLAA Australia.
Fantastic. A round of applause for you, my friend Wil.
Thanks.
The one clap person, that's right.
Round of applause.
Golf clap. There we go.
Gianna.
No, we haven't finished. We're going to be asking you some questions about gratitude. And then, of course, we have our challenge.
Did you know Happow is on socials? Come and say hey. Follow us at Happow AU and be sure to check us out at happow.com.
This week, we asked you if you could have dinner with any celebrity, dead or alive, who would it be? And here's what you had to say.
I would have dinner with Katie Taylor, as I'd like to sit down and talk about her journey in becoming one of the most successful female boxers in the world.
If I could have dinner with any celebrity, it would be Frida Kahlo. Not only are her artworks incredible, but she defied the odds of beauty. Despite all her physical and mental pain, she became an icon, which is who she set out to be.
If I could have dinner with any celebrity, it would definitely be Sienna Mae Gomez. She's a celebrity TikTok star who has lifted the confidence of many from loving your body to being one of the most realistic role models I've ever seen. It would be my dream to have a friend like her. Famous or not, I truly look up to her.
Jim Steins. I've just always been so inspired by his work with Reach and his bravery and courage in the face of adversity in such a tough battle, and he chose to rise above and to still serve others. And since being so young, when he passed, I remember the day, and he's just always reverberated with me and been an inspiration.
I'm Carissa Shale, and that's this week's talk topic. Got something to share? Drop us an email, yoursay@happow.com.
Love Power Up Life, the podcast? Rate and review us on your fave podcast app. We'd love to hear from you.
Gratitude has absolutely changed my life, and practicing it every single day, acknowledging 3 things that I'm grateful for. I've been doing it for well over 2 years, maybe close to 3 now, and I've seen the power. It really changes your whole perspective on how you see the world around you. And I know that you know a lot about gratitude as well in your own life, Wil. Tell me a little bit about some of the things that you are most grateful for. Let's go with the biggest things that you're grateful for in your life that you go, yes, I'm just so thankful that I have this opportunity or have these people in my life.
Going to say support number 1 because I couldn't pick certain people. So like support as a whole, if support didn't exist, then nothing in my life would exist. 1, I would probably be dead because my mum wouldn't feed me if she didn't support me.
And there'd be no Planopedia.
There'd be no Planopedia, no Youth Leadership Academy, no mentorship at all. And I wouldn't have got an education. So I think support, like, from a logical point of view and then also from, like, a heart point of view, it sort of, like, makes the world go round. Number 2 would be our ability to learn. And I guess there's a difference between learning and being educated, because in school we're fed information that doesn't necessarily help us learn to be a better person, but then it's also very important to some people. Mm-hmm. So our ability to learn as a whole and, like, retain information is going to be the things that are going to make the world a better place. Because regardless of who you are, you have the ability to learn. Yeah, well, knowledge is power, as the saying goes. You know, the more knowledge you have, the more you're able to do. You can change the living conditions or the way that you might be going down one track, but if you are able to be educated in something, it can change the course of your existence forever. Yeah, education is definitely powerful. Yeah, what else? There's like a huge element of me that like is just grateful for like water because H2O. I don't drink enough of it as well. Like, I'll drink like a bottle a week. Like,
What?
yeah.
Hang on.
It's
You're thankful
so,
for water, but you only drink a bottle
exactly.
a week.
This is what I mean. Like, I understand how lucky I am, but I take it for granted at the same time.
Yeah.
In the way that I don't drink enough of it.
Well, you shower.
Yeah, I shower.
So you need water for that?
Exactly.
Do you take baths?
No, I don't. But
Okay, but at least you shower.
I know
that's
how
good.
far I spent 7 days hiking in America in July. And
July in 2019.
July in 2019. And we had to filter water. It was just a lot of work, and it was like...
Hang on, what do you mean? You had to filter your own water?
Yeah, because...
Isn't the water in LA not that great?
I went hiking. We were in, like, the forest.
Okay, so I was thinking like the Hollywood sign. It's like that's a hike everyone says it hurts your legs.
I spent 7 days hiking in the wilderness.
The wilderness. Oh, the like Yosemite or whatever they...
It wasn't in LA. It was up in Washington.
Oh, okay.
Washington
cool.
State, so it was a bit up on the borderline of Canada. But you still need to filter the water up there. Like, it makes you grateful for the tap water you have that's literally 3 meters away. And that was like just the smallest inconvenience, having to chlorinate it, wait 30 minutes. And it made me think of the bigger picture. Like, people have to walk so far for water. People don't have access to clean drinking water. So now every LinkedIn connection that I get, I donate one day of clean drinking water to children in Tanzania.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I love your heart, Will. Oh, bless. I don't even know where to go from there. I just want to give you a hug. Can we give you an air hug? There we go. Nice. So
I didn't know if you meant like air hug or like
I meant oh yeah, like as in radio air.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So confused.
I decided to go for the real hug.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're right next to me. Let's do it. What's now tell me, what's one piece of advice you'd love to share with our listeners today? Something that you feel can help other young people who are inspired by you or inspired by other awesome people on this planet. What advice would you love to share with them to sort of empower them to go forth and achieve in life?
There's so much around like I know how many young people are told they're too young. We're told we're too young by society. We're told we're too young by our parents. We're told we're too young by our friends. And it's not a fact that they don't believe in us. It's that they're trying to protect us. I guess for me, it's my age. Like, know that your age does not determine your ability to achieve extraordinary things. Know that you can do whatever you want regardless of your age. And you have the power to have an impact as one, but united ones create change.
I like it. United as one, we create change.
Yeah.
100%.
But the power of one is extremely underestimated also.
That's true. But you think about someone like Nelson Mandela, who was one, but then became united with many other people. And often leadership stems from one person, but then it's a ripple effect. And then you create more and more leaders, and suddenly you become this united front that's able to create mass change. But often it always starts with one person.
Exactly. And just collaborate instead of compete. Like, there's no point competing with someone on the same pathway as you.
100%.
You can create such a bigger impact if you have the same mindset, the same goals, the same missions, the same values.
Yeah. You could do so much more on this planet. I could not agree with you more. I'm so passionate about collaboration. You know, I've been in environments where there has been a lot of competition, and it just doesn't go anywhere. It just causes angst amongst everybody. And if you have the same common goal, you could do so much more when you band together and you're uplifting each other, bringing each other up. And people feel that. People get a sense of that passion and that love, and they want to join in on that. They want to stay away from stuff that's more toxic. So I couldn't agree more. And I think, you know, you're working with youth. We're at Happow working with youth. So I spoke at one of your conferences earlier this year. It's so important that we support each other. I mean, I'm so proud of everything you're doing. You told me off air this is your first radio interview. I'm stoked that it's with us because I think you're an absolute legend, and I just can't thank you enough, mate. You're just awesome.
Thank you, Gianna.
Right.
Gianna!
You did. I thought you said it right.
I said Gianna. Gianna.
Look.
Because I know Anna, so I'm like, Gianna.
Gianna. Just call me G.
Yeah, G.
There we go. All right, now time for the challenge. Woohoo!
Power Up Life with Happow, a social enterprise powered by you.
Hey guys, it's Maria, Chief Ops Officer at Happow. I've got some delicious meals prepared for Gianna and Will. So they're both going to have 2 meals each. They are the same. They will have to guess the ingredients, and whoever guesses all the ingredients for both of those meals wins the challenge. So I'm just going to go now over to each of them and hand over the first delicious meal.
Thanks, Maria.
I am so concerned right now.
So we are completely blindfolded. We are in the studio. We are obviously mic'd up. We've got our earphones on and it stinks in here. I don't know how to describe the smell. It's a bit of everything. The aircon is blowing it around, so it's even more gross. I can imagine if it stinks this much, it's going to taste even worse. So, Maria, for those who can't hear you, because you don't have a mic in front of you, so do Wil and I eat the first one, the same one at the same time? And then we just sort of, and when should we like eat it first and then tell you what we think we're eating? Is that correct?
Yeah, so both of you eat at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will say, Gianna, tell me what you think you're eating, and then I'll hand it over to Wil to tell me what he thinks he's eating.
Okay.
Otherwise you'll be both disgustingly
I'm a little bit concerned about my coordination.
Okay.
For my ability to put the spoon in my mouth without seeing.
Okay, maybe I can.
Here we go.
direct you guys.
No.
Oh, here we go.
Are we
Okay,
ready to
can
go?
you hear this, guys? That is a cardboard plate, bamboo
Yes.
plate with a lovely matching spoon. I feel it's quite lightweight. It's a square shape with slight curved edges.
There's no consistency in this food. That's very smooth.
I don't even know what. Is this just the first meal? Or is there we can eat anything off this plate?
Yes, so this is the first meal, and everything on there is edible. Whether if it's tasty will be your decision.
Yeah.
Okay, gross. All right. Hang on, I don't want to. I've got this towel as a blindfold. What if it gets on the towel? It probably will.
It's just part of the challenge, so.
Okay. I don't want to get myself dirty. Okay, I'm going for first bite.
You're going for
Come on, guys.
Oh, that is gross. That tastes off, like it's been in the cupboard 3 years longer than it should have been. With mold growing on it. Oh, shivers. I think I just put it on the microphone.
Yeah, just smell it.
I think we broke Wil.
It tastes like yogurt.
Some water, Wil.
I think I know what this
I
is.
still want to go again, but
Okay,
I'm not done.
Okay, he's not done.
I'm pretty done. Oh, I can sort of tell what it is.
Are you sure you're not done, Wil?
I'll just describe what this
All right, Gian, describe what you taste.
I'm just going to describe
Okay.
the sensation.
Yeah.
Part of it is mushy, like baby food,
Yeah.
and the other bit is like slippery, slimy, gooey. Am I allowed to guess what I'm eating?
That is a great description. Very, very, very accurate, actually. Yes, you are allowed to guess now what you think you're eating, and then we'll hand it over to Wil once he has some water.
Okay. I feel like I'm not getting any more on my spoon.
I feel like you ate half of it.
I spat half all of mine out.
All right. I think I'm eating banana, sardine. Hang on. How many ingredients are there? Are we allowed to know that?
Okay, yeah, I'll be nice to you guys.
Okay, yeah.
There's 2 ingredients.
Okay, yeah. I'm going banana and sardines. I'll lock it in. Lock it in, Eddie.
Okay, well, I won't tell you yet if that's correct. We'll see what Wil thinks. Wil?
I was definitely going to say banana because I'm really getting like a sweet taste.
That's good.
And it's coming from the banana.
Yeah.
I never had sardines in my life. Not really interested in having them, so I hope they're not sardines. But it definitely was some sort of fish texture. Oh, good grief.
Come on, Wil.
But then I was getting like yogurt as well. But
Well,
I was
then
like
throw it in. Like you
But then
got
it
to
was
go
like,
with your gut.
I knew the banana taste was maybe banana yogurt. Is that a thing? Nah, we're going banana.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was thinking, I was on the same path. So like it's like tuna.
Okay, so
You're going tuna.
are you going tuna?
I hate tuna. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was like
yeah? Locking it in?
Okay, so I'm going sardines and I'm going banana,
That's right.
and Wil
And
is
what about
going
you, Wil?
tuna and banana.
Tuna and
Yeah.
banana.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
I'm crying.
Wil, you said you've never eaten sardines. Today's your first day of eating sardines and banana. Gianna won that round.
Get it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, awesome.
You have great taste buds.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
on
you.
I think I'm literally crying.
One thing I'm good at.
I think I'm crying.
Do we break, Wil?
That was gross. I'm so
we're,
sorry,
We're
mate.
going again. We will continue.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
this is your chance to have a comeback, like John Farnham when he
I
comes
will
back again
win.
and again for a new tour. It's exactly the same thing. All right. Now, Maria, with the next one,
Yeah.
is the next one also 2 ingredients? How many are we talking?
Okay, so Second round now, guys. This has 3 ingredients in there. And same thing again. You guys eat at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this time we'll go Will can guess first.
Yep.
Then Gianna, you guess second.
Yep.
And then we'll announce the winner.
Okay.
All right, you guys ready?
So did you say 3 ingredients?
3 ingredients.
Okay. Okay. Ooh, round 2 is a bit more tougher.
Let's
Okay.
go.
I try to keep it challenging for you guys.
I like it.
All right.
Love a good challenge.
I'll come around now with the plates.
Did you eat it? Like, digest it, Jill?
Yeah, I swallowed it. Did you not swallow it?
No, I spat it back out.
Luckily, we've given you water.
Yes.
Because as you said in the interview, water, you respect how important water is.
Exactly.
You are
I would have
grateful
left
for
already
water.
if there was no water.
That's exactly right.
Oh,
See?
There's the mic.
All right, guys, you have your meals in your hands now.
I'm just going to sniff it first.
Okay.
Well, that's probably
this
because
one
it's
smells
lingering
really
in your
bad.
nostrils.
You sound like a dog.
Okay. I smell one thing really strongly, but I'm not sure about the others, so I'm going to give it a taste. How about you, Will? What are you feeling?
I know exactly what it smells like,
You know?
but I don't. It smells like God. No. I'm at the spoon's upside down.
Ugh, what is that? This is totally like baby food, this one. Way worse than the banana one.
The paste is horrible. Oh, I know what it is.
Don't tell me.
So can you describe the what you're tasting, the consistency?
Consistency. It's
Yep.
all stuck on my teeth. I've already brushed
This
my
one's a
teeth
bit
this morning.
slimy. I think I know what. I think I've got 2 of the ingredients.
I got a bit too much.
I feel like my earphones are falling off.
I feel like Will's enjoying this one.
Wait, mate, you got to make sure my blindfold doesn't
I'll
fall
come
off, Maria.
around.
Because everything's starting to fall. I can't see anything, but I feel like I'm about to if this falls off. And then my... Hang on.
Hold the mask.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. That's better. Okay. Yep. Oh, no, the mask is... I think it's... Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
I just feel like I can't get anything in my... This mask... This mask is over my mouth. How can I try anything?
We're having some wardrobe malfunction, guys.
Hang on.
This is...
Maria,
I'll take it away,
earphones have to go over the ears, doll.
Oh, does it?
Oh, that was disgusting.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
I
better.
hate
That's
this
better.
game.
Oh, that's much better.
All right. So
You guys need to come up with better
Can I
games.
please try it again? Sorry. Oh, hang on. Oh, I've only got 2 of the ingredients. I can't guess the third.
I have no
at
idea.
all.
I only know this.
take one more bite. It's on there. No. It's already on your spoon.
Oh.
It's on your spoon. Maybe you'll know the third ingredient now. Come on, Will. You're gonna let Gianna beat you?
Okay. Yep. I think I know what the 3 are.
Okay. Will, are you ready to guess? Because you're going first this time.
Yeah.
All right, go.
All right,
Go,
come
Will.
on,
Go,
Will.
Will. Lock it
Let's
in.
do it.
Lock it in,
Some
Eddie.
peanut butter, some beans, and I'm unsure. Oh, I'm gonna just baby food, just because I don't have any other option.
You're locking that in. So
Yeah.
beans. What was it? Beans, baby
It's
food,
like some black beans, I reckon.
and peanut butter. Okay. All right. Well, Gianna,
Yep.
are you ready to guess?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm feeling peanut butter, baked beans that you would get normally for breakfast at, your hotels. And number 3, I'm going to go with, and I'm not 100% sure of this, but I know it's one or the other. I'm thinking something on the lines of parsley.
Okay, so you guys got 2 of the ingredients right. So it's peanut butter and baked beans, canned baked beans. So well done,
Nice,
well
nice.
done.
Yeah, high five.
And
Ooh.
just don't hit each other, please.
Sorry, mate.
That time I went for an actual air high five, not air on
And the
air.
third ingredient was basil.
Oh.
Basil. Okay.
Gianni should know that one.
But hang on, I said parsley, so it's a herb. Do I get a half a point? Because it's close.
All right, you get half a point because it's close.
Oh, that means you.
So Gianna officially wins this battle. Sorry, Will.
That's okay.
You did well. You did well.
Yeah.
Nah, did I do it well?
No, you did. You did a good job. You
I
did a really
the
good
best of
job.
I could.
You did the best. You showed up. You
Can we
could've-
look at the food now?
Yeah. All right. Let's take it off.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh wow. It's right.
It's like,
I'm actually look at this.
you pretty much spat everything out.
Yeah.
Oh, that is gross.
Oh.
Which one
Do I have to say the baked beans don't look so bad? They kind of look like just some kind of nice little appetizer you get at a fancy restaurant.
Oh, you hate baked beans?
I don't like it. Yeah. Oh, look
You
at
get
this.
some.
Oh, yes.
Eyes are watering.
Oh.
Will, a real high five now.
That was
Thank
hard.
you so much
that
for
pushed
coming
me
on
to
board.
my limits.
Oh, it did. But you know what? If you can do this, you can do anything. You've already proven that to the world anyway. And I cannot wait to see what you achieve in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, even when you're 95. And I'm guessing retired at that point, you're still going to be kicking goals, mate.
Exactly. I hope I find a job that I don't want to retire from, but
That's the truth.
that's the goal. I don't want to be waiting around and be like, oh, I can't wait until I'm 75 and can retire.
You want to enjoy life and live it to the
Yeah, I
fullest.
just want to have a job where I'm like, yeah, I like working.
Yeah, and you're all about, like us at Happow, powering up life. Thanks, mate.
Thank you so much.
How great is Will? Oh my goodness, he's awesome. Now, since recording this episode, against all odds, after not completing Year 12, 18-year-old Will has recently been accepted into the Masters of Business Administration program at the Australian Institute of Management. Seriously, an extraordinary achievement. Will has now taken Youth Leadership Academy Australia nationwide, hosting and facilitating events, school programs, and community engagement activities, positively impacting over 5,000 students from 125 schools in 5 states, which is expected to rise beyond 100,000 by 2022. And this is also considering COVID-19 as well. It's just amazing. Now, this again proves the fact that age is absolutely no factor when setting and kicking goals for yourself. So if you've got a dream you'd love to achieve, in the words of Nike, just do it. Loved this episode of Power Up Life? Be sure to hit subscribe to be the first to know when new episodes drop. Want more Happow? Yeah, sign up to our free life skills platform to get access to our on-demand, expert-led video masterclasses called Life Lessons, quizzes, blogs, and more. Simply visit happow.com. And don't forget to follow us on socials. Simply search for Happow AU to follow us and stay in the know. This episode of Power Up Life was produced by me, Gianna Lucas, Maria Dukadinovska, and Carissa Shale for the Happow Podcast Network. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Power Up Life, a Happow podcast. If you loved this episode, be a legend and leave us a quick rating and review on your fave podcast app. Dive into the show notes for all episodes on our website, happow.com/podcasts. Catch you next time, and remember to Power Up Life!